According to the Met Police, it is a criminal offence to express an opinion or belief that is supportive of a prescribed terrorist organisation. Nothing in this video expresses support, approval, or endorsement of Palestine action or its activities, for that is illegal with a prison sentence of up to 14 years. All facts presented here are publicly available, reported widely in mainstream media, and the intended purpose of this commentary is educational, focused on free speech and legal classification. In the UK, prescribed terrorist organisations include ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and, as of Friday, the 4th of July 2025, Palestine Action. Palestine Action, prior to their recent proscription, was commonly understood to be a pro-Palestinian activism group in the UK, with their stated mission being to disrupt the British arms industry supplying Israel, often by specifically targeting the Israeli defense and electronics company Elbit Systems. They do this by engaging in acts of civil disobedience, described by supporters as non-violent, but involving criminal actions such as sit-ins, break-ins, and vandalism. Most recently, on the 20th of June 2025, 4 members of Palestine Action illegally entered an RAF base, whereby they sprayed red paint directly into the turbine engines of 2 refueling planes, along with damaging them with crowbars, causing £7 million worth of damage. 4 suspects were arrested on related charges. No one was reported to be harmed. After this took place, there was a vote among MPs to prescribe Palestine Action alongside 2 other groups as terrorist organisations, which won overwhelmingly in the House of Commons. As such, as of today, Palestine Action is legally equivalent to Al-Qaeda in the UK. Many have written about their concerns with this prescription, stating that it feels like an overreach. While politically motivated property damage is listed as a reason to prescribe an organisation as a terrorist group, historically, other activism groups that have engaged in this haven't been prescribed. An example would be Greenpeace, who, many years ago, acted to block nuclear warhead production at Aldermaston, spray-painted a power station and destroyed a field of genetically modified maize. And yet, Greenpeace were not prescribed. Those that support this decision have been quick to point out that, arguably, Palestine Action's record isn't non-violent. During one incident, in August the 6th of 2024, PA members drove a van through a gate into a wall of an Elbit Systems building, breaking in, intimidating staff, and attacking police with sledgehammers, whereby there were charges of assault occasioning grievous bodily harm with intent, and 2 counts of assault occasioning actual bodily harm, along with other criminal charges. There was also, as far as I can find, 1 charge of an assault during a physical confrontation of a break-in of an Elbit site earlier this year, 2025. Supporters also note that breaking into a military site is, by itself, extremely illegal, let alone damaging military equipment. This, for many, is a huge escalation beyond simple civil disobedience. Following the prescription, on Saturday the 5th of July, a protest was held in Parliament Square, where 29 arrests were made on terrorism-related charges for individuals who held signs that were supportive of Palestine Action. Arrests included an 83-year-old priest and a human rights lawyer. What other actions constitute support for, invitation of support for, or the expression of an opinion or belief that is supportive of Palestine Action remain to be seen. Some online have expressed that much in the same way criticism of the IDF is often falsely equated to anti-Semitism, so too will support for a ceasefire or other pro-Palestinian sentiment now be falsely, but legally, equated with terrorism. Critics of this decision have also noted that the criteria applied to Palestine Action, particularly around politically motivated property damage, break-ins or intimidation, could arguably apply to other controversial activist or protest groups in the UK. For instance, some have pointed towards groups linked to Tommy Robinson, such as the EDL, whose protests have involved intimidation, violent altercations, and confrontations with law enforcement. Yet, as of the time of filming today, these groups have not been prescribed under current terrorism laws. Highlighting this disparity is explicitly not intended to equate or compare the morality, severity, or legitimacy of these different groups' actions, but purely to question whether the terrorism legislation is applied consistently or risks becoming politically selective. I would think it reasonable to state that while criminal actions have undoubtedly been undertaken, it remains legitimate and essential to debate openly whether the classification of these actions as terrorism is appropriate. Just as assault and murder can both be condemned without claiming they're equivalent crimes, it is also entirely possible and lawful to strongly condemn acts of property damage or intimidation or vandalism while supporting prosecution, and yet simultaneously question their classification as terrorism under the law. For the avoidance of doubt, I explicitly condemn criminal acts and support their lawful prosecution. And I seek to transparently and critically discuss how terrorism is legally defined and applied. This video makes no claim beyond merely highlighting legitimate concerns expressed by some commentators around potential misuse or politically selective application of terrorism legislation.